Hi there, Robin here from Expert On, and today we are talking about the X System Home Security Kit. So I'm going to be covering the actual install, the app, how easy it is to work with Alexa and Google, and also all the parts that come included. That's what today's video is going to be all about, and let's get it going. So here is the full ensemble, everything you get. Of course, the app that you're going to download to either use on your iPhone or Android, which is what I have here, my Samsung. You're also going to get yourself two motion detectors that go up to 110. So that means for one floor, I'm going to use one at the front of the house and one in the back of the house. We also get 4 entrance sensors, and we're going to be using one for the front door, one for the front window, back door, back window. That's how that's going to be all set up. You also get a neat remote control, which I'll talk about in a second, and you also get the actual monitoring station, the main box. You also get some hardware to mount everything, and you get all the batteries that you need to make this thing work. So installing the actual unit is really easy. All you're really going to do is peel and stick the actual sensors to either your door jamb or to your window frame. So make sure all the surfaces, of course, are clean and easy to get access to, and test run it first. Make sure it all lines up. I'm going to run through the actual setup in the studio to show you how we've done it, and then I'll pre-do them all. For now, I wanted to show you how easy it was to actually get it on the door. So when it comes to the sensors of the wall, pretty straightforward. You could really screw it in the corner if you wanted to, but I think I'm going to be fine being able to put it on the wall itself with a 110-degree angle. I'm going to pretty much be able to cover the whole space. And to be honest, I'm not too upset that I'm putting it in the middle of the wall. I mean, it is the way it is. A unit like this mounts into the corner really easily. Could mount flush on the wall. It does come with a peeling stick for that, but we are going to make arrangements so we can get it into the corner. That's just my choice. So the whole system is actually wireless. And what that means is that, well, you don't need to run any wires from box to the base station or from any of the store sensors. None of that's going to happen. I mean, this is nice, smart wireless system. It all interconnects via your phone. The first time you basically say, I have this new piece, it just finds it and then connects it to the actual base station. It was that simple, and I'm going to show you on the actual app how that was, but I did want to cover first the ease of use for battery access, which is located right at the bottom. There you go. There's the battery. There's a pull tab on it, ready to go. So all you need to do is pull that out when you want to get it going. Now, I didn't put the battery in. It came included. It was ready to set. So remember, at any point in time, if you'd like to get up-to-date pricing and availability on this product, just have a look at the link down below. That's what it's there for. I've pinned it into the comment section, and I've also added it to the description for you. For the entry sensors, there's 2 parts, of course. One's just a magnet, and the other one's the actual sensor. And all you need to do to get in here is, again, it says open, push that way. And there you go. Because at the end of the day, this is going to stay stuck to the wall or the door, and we're just going to be able to replace the batteries that way. Again, battery's already pre-installed. We're going to pull the tab when we're ready to use it. And there's the actual button to test it and to actually engage the system so we can sync it all up. So now I'm going to show you how easy it is to add things to the app. So for this to work, what we're going to do is just take the actual entry sensor. We're going to get to the battery. We're going to pull the battery tab out. Make sure the battery's sitting back in there. We're going to put the cover back on. On the app itself, we're going to hit Add Device. It's going to show us these lovely pictures of what's going on. We're going to add an actual sensor. They're going to tell me now, remove the back cover. Of course, then install the battery. It wants to scan the little QR code, so we're going to line that little picture up there. So once you get the device in, you're going to give it a new name, because this is important, because this is how you're actually going to see it. So we are going to call it, hopefully I'm not giving this a second name the same as the first one, and backdoor. There we go. And there you go. And of course, the second line is in reference to where it is. This is all on the first floor, so we're going to give that, leave it in the living room. We're going to go next. It's asking me, there you go. See that? Press and hold the test button for 5 seconds, which I'm doing right now. Oh, that is such a sweet sound. Device added. That is it. That's as easy as that. Now the unit is done. Finished adding. There you go. That is simplicity. So now if we see at the very bottom, it says front door action. I gave it action because I just wanted to know that's, door closer. And the other one says back door. So we'll add, if we want, we can modify that and add the word action to it, because I just want, so it knows there's like, someone's coming through the back door. There's some action there. There we go. So now we can go back and we're going to see there's the actual base station. I set it up as 1, 2, 3, 4 base station. I'll show you how that works for Google in a minute. And then we've got our back door. Then we've got our motion sensor room. Now I had to relabel these because these all come up with the generic, the actual product code instead of the name. And then we have remote control. And then of course the one we just added in. So some of the things that are good to note. There's a lot of options in the app, so I can change how bright this blue is or have it off altogether if I don't want. The range of the unit is amazing. It says it goes up to 1.25 miles. So I guess that's if somebody takes this off and runs away with it, it still works. It also has, as you can tell, it's still, even though I've unplugged it, still has an actual light on it. And that's because it's battery backup, which is really nice. The sensors have a 39-foot range and 110-degree spread. So that's very important. All these things are really neat to know. I mean, this is how you're going to get true security and true coverage of your entire home or place of work. They didn't skimp on the batteries that are in the unit. They'll last you for 3 years at a time, which is really nice, because I've had some systems that I actually paid for monthly, and every year it was go around, change all those batteries. And there was convenience to having wireless for the installer, but then I had to fork out big bucks for all these batteries every year. These ones are going to last 3 years. Really nice on that part. And the other nice thing is the actual starter kit has a lot in it. I've seen starter kits where you basically get half of what you get as you do in this kit here. And, that's a big advantage, having all of this equipment here for you to get going. For a lot of people, this is good enough. This will take care of securing everything they want to secure. So all the parts are actually very, very easy to add. Like I just demonstrated, adding an actual piece is very simple. We'll do it one more time so this way you get a good idea. This time we're going to find the motion sensor that's not activated on my system yet, which I think it's this one here. So this one here is ready to go. So once again, we're going to hit add device. We're going to follow the instructions as illustrated. So we're pressing, we want a motion sensor. So we're going to tap on motion sensor. Now it's going to give me instructions to get that battery ready. So again, we're going to pull the tab off of that. We'll put that battery cover back on. Then we're going to press next. It wants to read the QR code. So again, we need to get this little cover off because they're telling me it's behind this cover. And we're going to press the button. It's that simple. I mean, it's just took a picture of it. It looked at it, said, there we go. So the actual model of this product's an SMS 160986, which is fine with me, but I don't like that name because it means nothing to me. In this case, this will be the living room. There we go. And done. We'll hit the done button here. We're going to hit next. They want me to press the button. It's nice that the actual box is talking the whole time. I'm holding this down for 5 seconds now. There you go. Device added. So now we have another device added. Now the phone takes care of everything else. Boom, finished. There you go. So now what do we have? We have a motion living room and we have a living room motion. So, well, one of those has got to go to the front door. So we're going to I like the motion living room. It sounds more exciting. So we're going to change the name of the other one. We need that to say front hall. So let's redo that. That's our main entrance, front hall. We're going to hit save. Now this should all make more sense to us now. So there we go. We have got our main box on top, followed by backdoor action. Then we've got our motion living room. Then we've got motion front hall. And then at the very bottom, we've got front door action. So there you go. Tells us if it's a door or if it's just motion inside and the remote control. So remember, at any point in time, if you're interested in this product or finding out current pricing, please have a look down below. That's very important. So I want to take a minute. I'm going to cover the manual with you right here. And I want to talk to you about the remote at the same time. Everything in this package worked perfectly. It wasn't just the app that worked out smooth or all the connecting of the products worked out smooth. All of that was great. Even the instruction manual was dead on the money with helping you out. So the remote control was the only piece that bogged me down. And it wasn't because it didn't work right off the hop, because once I actually figured out how to do it, it worked right off the hop. And it wasn't because the app wasn't proper or anything else like the hardware, none of that. Everything worked out fine. It was just the interpretation of this one page of the manual, which is too bad because the rest of the manual is perfect. I mean, I was able to follow step by step, and I didn't really even have to read the manual. I read it because, well, it just made sense to, go over everything. And it turned out to be easier than I thought. And so I just went ahead with it. But I did get bogged down here. And it had to do with the fact that there's a step, let's say, call it 2.1, then step 3. I mean, I can't interpret it any other way, except that to add the remote control system, it's very simple. You do like everything else. You tap the plus button to add a new piece. You turn the remote control over. You have the QR code look at your phone. Good to go. Then I got bogged down. I wasn't really paying attention to the phone as much as I probably should have, because I was trying to follow through on, instruction number 2, which is scan QR code on the remote control, then press and hold both buttons, arm and disarm, for 3 seconds or longer, I guess. So I held down these 2 buttons here after scanning the QR code, because that's what it told me to do. QR code read, no problem. The screen changed. I pressed and held these buttons down. Nothing happened. I tried that 3 times. And then finally, I came back to the instruction manual and read the next step just for, something to do. And it says, follow the in-app instructions to add the remote control. I'm going, that's kind of bizarre. So I took a closer look at the actual app, which I wasn't paying attention to. And it was asking me to give this a name. So if I was to say anything right here, it says scan QR code, give the remote control a name, then press and hold the arm and disarm button, and voila, it was magic. It just worked perfectly. Again, all the hardware worked as advertised. It was just, nothing was complicated about it. Anybody can actually set this up. So when it came to the overall system, it worked perfectly. I got to be honest, the install's very slick, very smooth. Some of the extra little things, just so you know, of course, the remote control was the only little thing, and it was me more than the equipment. Everything was working so quickly and so easily, and it was becoming routine that I didn't really pay attention that on the actual app it was asking me to put in a name. It was the only time it had asked me that, and it threw me off. Just wasn't paying attention. For the actual hardware itself, the reason why I gave it such funky names, by the way, you'll figure this out, you'll want to do that too, is I get text message alerts with this. It just sends me every time something changes when it's actually armed or in home mode. If anything like, it gives you notifications of what's going on, which was really nice. So giving it funkier names, so this way I looked at it and understood what I was looking at, made it better. It also helped with seeing it on the actual Google apps. So when I'm running the home feature from Google, having more words to understand what I'm looking at is good, because it doesn't show you a picture of what the actual product is. It's literally just, here, this is what's going on. So it was just to make it a little easier to see and understand in the Google Home app. And it just added, when I added the actual app onto it, it just worked. Found it, added the brand, Xsense, and once it did that, it found it and just added it into the system. I did have to log in and put the password, and just like a lot of things with Google, you got to let them pair together so they work happily. But there was no complicated setup on the Google side. They give you the keywords to actually put in there. I was able to get it to go home. I was able to get it to disarm, to arm as well. So remember, when you want to disarm, you do have to put the pin into the system and use the pin as part of your actual name of the unit. I don't know why. You could try, maybe you don't need to. After all, it was probably just me. But outside of that, it worked out really, really well. Again, I didn't spend much time after the initial setup repeating the same task over and over and over again. It just worked. Now, I'm really a big believer now of, everything being smart and making everything as easy as possible. I want to be able to turn things on and off. I don't want to have to come down to the studio to do things. Or if I forget to turn on the alarm, I can turn it on from the car. I can do that. It's not a big deal. I can disarm it whenever I want. You get control over that. Same thing with lights and stuff like that. You go away on holidays, you want to have things go on and off. That's all part of having a smart home. And it's so much easier today when you have an actual Wi-Fi system. controlling everything wirelessly. Just remember to set your phone. If it's a newer phone, it's going to have the option to go 5G or stay at 2.4. Make sure it's at 2.4. It doesn't matter what brand or product you're using. Your system will just work better because this all runs in the 2.4, and this way your phone can connect to it and do its thing magically really fast. Outside of that, I hope this video was helpful for you in making a decision on if you want to have your self-monitoring alarm system. It's great. I mean, just if you just want to have it just for notification purposes, easy installation, nothing really to worry about, don't have to spend any extra money. Plus, there's a whole bunch of extra add-ons. You want more motion sensors, you want more entry sensors, you want to have some of the other accessories they offer, like the lock box for the outside of your house when an Amazon package gets delivered. You can get stuff like that from these guys. It's all on their Amazon link. So there you go. I'd like to say thank you for taking the time to watch the video. Again, I hope this helped you out. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up if you want to hit that thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. And maybe you can subscribe if you haven't, if you like the video. So I'd like to say thanks for watching. Bye for now.